Today, we're gonna be talking about, sorry guys, the time my man left me for a white girl. I really didn't want to talk about this because I knew I was going to be embarrassed. I couldn't even keep a straight face, y'all. Jesus Christ, I need to stop playing with y'all. Roll the intro. No cap, y'all. I really did have a boyfriend back in the day that left me for a white girl. To be quite honest with y'all, this is a little bit of clickbait because it wasn't a white girl, it was a Hispanic girl that passed for white, and I really did think it was a white girl, but it was a Hispanic girl, okay? Hello, hoes. Merry Christmas. Welcome to another edition of 12 Days of Storytime 2022. I hope you guys are enjoying these. We are now at about half of these videos. I hope you guys have enjoyed the past ones. Make sure you guys go and catch up. I have thoroughly enjoyed making these for you guys. We are now in my office. I didn't really decorate in here. All I did was throw a little tree over here, you know, a little candle. And yeah, if you guys want to support a black owned candle company, this is Vibe Candle. They are stationed in Patterson, New Jersey, or very close to it. I don't think it's directly in Patterson, but it's very close to Patterson. But they do have candles online. They're called Vibe Candle. I'll link their information down below. It is not sponsored, okay? This is not a sponsored video, but the owner is a very good friend of mine, and just thought I would shout them out. So also, if you guys are not subscribed to my other two channels, make sure you go and do so. My main channel deals with rants, reactions, and commentary based on black social issues, so make sure you head down to that channel. Everything is going to be linked down below. And I have a Haitian channel where I talk about Haitian voodoo, politics, and folklore. So for this video, we're going to be talking about the time my man left me for a white girl. Not my current man, because he would never, but I had me a little man, and I had me a boyfriend or whatever that done left me for a white girl. It was so sad. It was such a painful time. Honestly, I can't even keep a straight face because right now, like, I generally don't give a fuck. Like, this shit did not really bother me as much as I think it did. Like, literally thinking about it now, like, I really don't care. But like at the time, this was so horrible. This was like the saddest thing that could ever happen to me. All right. So quick little preface, if you've never seen me before, y'all know me, okay? I am Haitian American. I grew up amongst a lot of Haitians, a lot of Hispanics, and a lot of African American people, right? There was not really much of anything else around me, but a majority of people where I grew up in North New Jersey specifically were of Hispanic heritage, right? So a lot of black men where I grew up with usually ended up with Hispanic women. I will not say that a lot of them won't date black girls because that's not what it is. A lot of black men love black women where I'm from, okay? But a lot of them will date Hispanic women, just like a lot of black girls end up dating Hispanic men. I've dated a fair share amount of Hispanic men as well. However, there's a few token black men that I've come across that legit would sit there and be like, I will never date a black girl. I do not like black girls. I do not find black girls attractive at all. Black women are not something that I like, okay? And it has a lot to do with trauma. It has a lot to do with them just not being around black women in terms of, like, you know, demographically, because of whatever neighborhoods they grew up in, because not all neighborhoods had specifically black women or black people, if that makes sense. Like where I grew up, it was mainly Haitians, Hispanics. It was like a mixture. But there's some towns in New Jersey where like literally it was just just like all Hispanic, right? And just only token few black people. Like where I'm at, I'm like specifically in Harrison, and it's very borderline Newark. So like you cross the bridge, it's like all black. But Harrison, it's like literally predominantly white and Hispanic. So like if you were to go to school here, you would literally probably be one of the very few black people. So black people here, more than likely, you're gonna be dating predominantly Hispanic people, right? So those people, I can't really fault them for saying, yeah, you know, I only dated Hispanic people, I only dated white people, because you're gonna be a product of your environment. But for you to say like, yo, I don't like black girls, I don't find them attractive, it's like, okay, but why? You know, and for the most part, I've always heard men say that because either they didn't have access to them or because of trauma. Like, oh, I don't like the way my mother acted, I don't like the way my sister acted, I don't like the way my aunts and my cousins acted. And listen, if that's your experience, that's your experience. It sucks that your mother didn't treat you well, it sucks that your sister, your cousins, whatever, didn't treat you well, or they were a poor example for you. But don't sit there and box us in, okay? Don't sit there and be like, oh, I don't like y'all motherfucking niggerettes, okay? And be like, fuck all y'all, right? So I've always had very, very mixed experiences with that. But when it comes to living in Elizabeth per se, I've never come across black men that didn't necessarily like black girls. I've come across like colorism, like being too black for black men, or like being too dark, I guess. Or I've come across like certain men like, oh, well, you know, you just not this enough for me, or you're too this for me. Like, but it's never been like that serious to make me hate myself, right? So with this boy, he was Haitian, but he was one of those Haitians that really hung out with a lot of Hispanic boys, right? He was that type of Haitian that he was very Haitian. He was born in Haiti, but he came to America at a later date, more so in his like middle school, high school years. I'm not going to disclose this because I don't want anybody to figure out who this is. And I met him in church. So me just saying that, people are already gonna figure out who this is. And to be quite honest, I said what the fuck I said, I meant what the fuck I said, and I'll say that shit again. What you did was fucked up. If you come across this video, I really don't give a fuck because you ain't gonna do nothing about it, right? I met him in church, and this was the first boy that I dated when I went back to church. So quick little preface on that. When I was young, I hated the idea of going to church. And this is mainly because one, my mother forced me to go back to church. Like, this is the thing. When I was a child, I always used to go to church with my mom, right? I was raised Catholic, Haitian Catholic, which is a little different from regular Catholic. Just like every Catholic culture, depending on the subset, like Ukrainian Catholic, you know, Mexican Catholic, like it's a little bit different, right? So Haitian Catholic, a little bit different. I always went to church with my mother. It's like when they found out I could sing and dance, it was like I was a show pony, and I didn't like that shit. I was singing everywhere, I was dancing everywhere, and I could not stand it. It was like every day, every week, every month, I was in another show to do something somewhere at another church or whatever, and I was always with this particular person. I'm not gonna say her name, but most people already know who this is. If you know me personally, if you've been to church with me or whatever, you know who this is. She would parade me around, and it was very irritating, so eventually I stopped going, right? So when I stopped going, my mother would sit there every week, kid y'all not, for 10 plus years, pick a fight with me when she would be getting dressed to church. Why you not going to church? Why you not going to church? You could come to church with me. Please come to church with me. Da, da, da. Pick a fight with me, like legit. She would literally grab a dress out of the freaking closet. Why you not going to church? You need to come to church. Like literally. And my dad would have to step in like, yo, leave her alone. Like she doesn't have to go to church if she doesn't want to. Like it would be a whole thing. Like it'd be very traumatic for me. And then one day, I don't know if the Lord spoke to me himself and was like, yo, you should just go to church. The main reason I started going back to church again, mind you, the same exact church that caused me all that trauma, was because I really just wanted something to do. I'm not even gonna lie, it was mainly because of that. And it was around the time where I was going through all my bouts of homelessness. That's another thing. You guys can feel free to go link down below. Like I have lots of story times about like me being homeless and all the things that I went through. And the way I deal with stress is burying myself in my work. I work when I'm stressed. I work when I'm happy. I work through all my emotions. That's how I deal with all of my emotions, right? So when I was going through my bouts of homelessness and all of this extra shit, I was like, you know what? In order to keep myself busy and keep my mind off of everything that's going on in my life, I'm gonna work. And I saw church as an outlet. I was like, oh, I could sing there, I can dance there, but no one's gonna force me to do it. If I'm gonna choose to sing and dance this time, I'm gonna choose where, how, and what I put my energy towards. I'm sure they have a youth group. I'm joining a youth group, and I'm gonna do shit my way. See what the fuck they got going on there. So I joined a youth group, and of course, I got sidetracked by boys. Saw this boy, and we're gonna name him Antonio. And it's like lust at first look. We see each other. He's staring at me, I'm staring at him. It's wow. Like, it's just wow. And mind you, this is at the youth group, okay? Like, you know, they introduced me to the youth group. Everything's fine. I remember we were playing some balloon game. This is when the youth group was lit, okay? Also, if you guys never watched the story time of how I left the youth group and then the youth group tried to kick me out the youth group, you guys need to go watch that. Like, y'all done missed out. If you haven't been watching my story time over the years, okay, y'all need to go watch them. Everything's gonna be linked down below. Literally, I have a whole playlist on growing up Haitian American. Y'all need to go just like catch up on all of that shit, okay? So youth group used to be lit, okay? So we used to have these icebreakers, and when I first came, we were playing like this balloon game, and like he was just, you know, hey, what's your name? And I'm like, my name's Yvana. He's like, okay, my name's Antonio. I'm like, hi Antonio, whatever. We follow each other. I think after that he takes my number. We were just talking non-stop. Like, and I'm telling you, I was so smitten by Antonio. Like, and I don't like people. I'm a Capricorn. Any Capricorn watching this knows, like, we don't like no damn body. Like, it's hard for me to like anybody because I don't trust people that easily, especially back in the day. I feel like now I go by the philosophy, I trust you until you give me a reason not to trust you. But back in the day, I was like, yeah, no, leave me alone. Now I just make my life easier. It's like, I'm gonna trust you until you give me a reason not to. But back in the day, it was like, no, I don't trust you, I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't want to trust your ass, leave me alone. But I just let him in. You know, I just let him in. You know, we started dating probably within 2 weeks. Can we just acknowledge I was only 15 years old? Okay, I was only like 15 years old. People were shipping us, okay? People was like, oh my god, Antonio and Yvana are so cute. Also, let's keep in mind, I'm like a very, very likable person, right? Even though I don't like people, people like me. I'm a very, very like, people see me in the line at Walmart and they're like, oh, you know, I had such a horrible day. You know, my granddaughter, she's having such a hard time in college. Did you go to college? How was college for you? Any words of encouragement that I could tell her? Would you talk to her? I'll call her and you could talk to her. I'm a very like, I don't know what it is. Like, people just really gravitate towards me. Whether it's children, adults, the elderly, like, I'm a very, very likable person. So like literally within like a week, people were like all over me in that youth group. Me and Antonio, we literally was that couple. Okay, like people was shipping us. We was cute. Okay, like, oh my god. I thought my life was made. Okay, first of all, my mom was so happy that I even agreed to go to the church. Okay, we going to church. My mom, see, listen, my mom's a Pisces, right? And we know how Pisces be when shit go their way. I know y'all motherfucking Pisces, y'all be acting like y'all don't give a fuck. Y'all be acting like y'all don't be trying to get people to be on y'all side, and y'all not, you know, manipulative pieces of shit. Y'all are manipulative as shit. I love my Pisces though, but I hate y'all at the same time because y'all be having this grandiose show off, showboat type of behavior that gets on my nerves, bro. My mom is literally parading me on her arm in church, okay? She's like, yeah, that's my daughter. Because I literally got everybody up my ass in this church, okay? Like literally within a month, okay? Not even a week. But let's just say after a month, bro, I am who's that girl? Yvana, na 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 na. Who's that girl? I got my little homies in the church. Yo, like, it was lit. It was such a great experience. And my mom, every time I would walk in with her for mass, because like she would come later. Youth group was like 11:30, mass was like 1 o'clock. So like I'd be with her and she's like, oh yes, you know, you acclimate and I'm happy you making friends. And then since I was doing my little boo thing, you know, we would sit next together in the church, bitch. I thought my life was going great. Fast forward, relationship lasted about 2 to 3 months. Where's my invisible tears? And for those of y'all that's go talk shit, oh, why you putting that straw on your face? Your face is dirty, bitch. Your face is dirty, not mine. Do you see my skin? Fuck out of here. It was about 2 to 3 months later. I think the relationship lasted a total of maybe 4 months. I'll say 4 months. It lasted a nice little distance. This man starts like, you see, you gotta be emotional for these videos to get any traction. He starts texting me real slow, losing interest, barely answering my calls. And I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? All of a sudden, he's not coming to church like that. And when he comes to church, he's not sitting next to me. And I'm like, damn, do I stink? Is my outfit not cute? What's going on? And see, at the time, I didn't know the cues. You know, I was like, what, 15? All of a sudden, he hits me with the, you know, this is not working out. I don't want to be with you anymore. Not even on the phone. Not even at church. Not even. Didn't even give me the common courtesy of telling me this shit, y'all. He hit me with a text message. I don't think this gonna work out anymore. I think it's best that we part ways. Oh my god, I need more invisible tears. Y'all play too much. I said what? Yo, when I was shattered. You remember that song from MySpace? Oh my god, I was shattered. Yo, when I tell y'all I was, yo, nothing could console me. Oh, y'all, like I was so sad, but it's crazy because like I don't even think I was that sad because I don't even remember necessarily crying for that long about it. Like I think I had a new boyfriend within like 2 months, and this is why. I put nigga like them. This nigga done broke my heart. I go on Facebook. I go on Figgy Live. Is that Antonio with the white girl? Y'all, kid y'all not. It wasn't even a week later, y'all. I kid y'all not. It was like literally like 2 days later. Some bitch in his school. Which listen, it was a little church relationship, but I could have came to see you on the bus. I was taking the bus since I was like 12, 13. I had no problem going to see you in your town. The town was literally like right there, like maybe 2 miles away. And I did come see him a couple times. We hung out. Yeah, the girl, you see her Monday through Friday, but I could have came to see you Monday through Friday too. But my thing is, I should have saw the sign. He had no other girls that were black. I was his first black girlfriend. He literally told me when we first started dating, you know, you the first black girl I ever dated. You the first Haitian girl I ever dated. I don't really date black girls. I don't really date Haitian girls. And he was, all his friends were Hispanic. And that's the thing. Again, if you're a product of your environment and you just happen to only be around them, that's different. But the town he lived in had plenty of Haitians, had plenty of black people. If he lived in Harrison, if he lived in Passaic, but you don't live there, motherfucker. You live in a town with plenty of black people and you're fucking Haitian. You was born in fucking Haiti, you stupid bitch. What is your problem? Do you not like your own kind? That taught me, if a nigga ever says you're the only black girl I ever dated, and there's no circumstances that make sense with that, like you don't live in an all white town or all Hispanic town or whatever case may be, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. That moment taught me from then on, that's a fucking red flag. Yo, when I'm telling y'all, I was like, yo, that shit hurt. That shit hurt. I'm very happy that I had so much confidence. Like, I don't care what nobody said. My head was so far up my ass. I'm so happy that I had so much confidence that that did not make me think like, oh my God, I'm not worthy enough. Oh my God, you know, Hispanic or these white girls are better than me. At the time, I really thought that that was like a white girl, but then I had like went on her profile or whatever. I was like, oh, that's like some, I think she was like Honduran or something. She was something. They lasted a good minute too. That's the crazy part. They lasted longer than us. Congratulations. But fuck you, fuck her, fuck this, fuck that. You fucking hypocritical, racist, self-hating piece of shit. One hypocrite. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was just like, bro, like I'm a baddie. Like I was back in the day, I was really a baddie. Like I was floored. I was flabbergasted. Like we were cute. He ended my reign. I was just getting started in that fucking church. Like when I'm telling you, oh my God, I had to come back to church looking all types of goofy. But listen, I was coming in there. I came back in there. Stunting like my daddy taught me, okay? My daddy told me not to cry over no nigga in his face. I had a new nigga, like I said, within a couple of weeks. And it was a nigga in the youth group. You feel me? Yeah, was it wrong? Of course, but did I give a fuck? Of course not, because I was 15. I was doing what 15-year-olds do. Fuck is you talking about? So I did what I do best. And essentially, I played the game. Yeah, whatever. You know what's funny? I was so stupid enough to actually like sit there and talk to him after that. And I believe like we messed around a little bit after that, because like while we were dating, we never like did anything. And then like the D was trash. That's the thing that really hurt me about the whole situation. The D was trash. And then he had the nerve, gall, audacity to hit me up after the D was trash. He said, you know, I don't feel like, you know, I satisfied you and, you know, the experience was good. You know, do you think we could try it? Shut the fuck up. No. Get the fuck off my line. You had one chance. You had a one chance and you fucked it up. Get off my line. Don't even finish. I'm sorry. Talk about some, can I have another chance? Can we do this again? I don't think we both had a good time. I don't give a fuck. You had your one chance. I don't want it anymore. It really was trash. And yeah, that was the time I was out here looking goofy and my nigga left me for a Hispanic girl. Moral of the story, know your worth. Moral of the story, recognize the signs. If the man's never dated a girl of your race or ethnicity, understand that something may be wrong there unless there's some extenuating circumstances like the person does not live around that race or ethnicity. Sometimes it really can be, yeah, if there's no black girls around, how they gonna date black girls? If there's no white girls around, how they gonna date white girls? If there's no Hispanic girls around, how they gonna date Hispanic girls? If there's no Indian girls around, how they gonna date Indian girls? Like, I think that's just common sense, right? But if they're sitting there saying, I don't like black girls and they're black, that's a concern. But also ask, do you not like black girls because of how your mom treated you? Did your mom abandon you? Do you not like black girls because someone touched you a specific way and that's a trauma response? Like, there's some things that you do have to ask. Don't just really take, oh, I don't like black girls and be like, oh, well, that nigga's a bigot. Well, that nigga, you ask. And a lot of y'all black women, y'all be the same way. Y'all be like, oh, I don't like black men, da da da. Men, ask these women why. A lot of us have trauma responses to certain things and that's why we don't like a certain thing. It's very important to ask. And it's very important not to discriminate against people specifically based on the experiences that we have. Ask. It's very important to understand. But most importantly, don't just have a couple of bad experiences and be like, I'm not gonna date this person. I do have a type. I love my man. My man is dark skinned with dreads. That is my type. But when I look at all the men that I've dated, they all look completely different. And at the end of the day, I like what I like. If I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you. With that being said, like, share, subscribe, do all that, and of course comment down below, have you ever had a similar experience to this? Because funny enough, this boy, looking at the girls that he dates, they all are Hispanic women to this day, and it just makes me laugh all the fucking time. I think I'm still the only black girl he's ever dated, and it's just so fucking disappointing. Make sure you guys share this video, and of course make sure you guys peep the description box for more, and go catch up on the other videos you have not watched yet. And I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye!